Hello class, Dr. Montagne here. I'm going to give you a little overview of what Essay 2 is going to be about and a little bit about the historical analysis guidelines that are here. So I'm going to click on these instructions. So you will be doing 3 major essays on your research topic that you choose for the semester that's related to the First Amendment. So the first one will be historical analysis. In a historical analysis, you're looking at the background of your topic in order to really dig in there and have a really wide base of knowledge for you to work with as you proceed in writing other papers about the topic. The next one will be a biography of a person who is related to your topic to widen your knowledge even more. And then the third essay will be an argument about solutions to that problem. So even though you are doing a current issue topic, you need to dig into the background of it. So in Essay 2, you won't be making an argument. So this is a big problem that students have, is they start making an argument, but if you follow the outline that's provided for you very carefully, it will help you prevent from making an argument. So you are, again, doing a historical analysis of the background of your problem. So you will be choosing a topic that is related to the First Amendment under one of the major categories. So you might be choosing a topic that has to do with freedom of speech, or freedom of religion, or a freedom to assemble in public, or a right to petition the government. So those are all the major categories, but you'll be choosing a subcategory. For example, you might choose censorship in school libraries. If you choose that, that will fall under the freedom of speech category. And so you may need to go into the history of the freedom of speech, say following the book, Freedom for the Thought We Hate. It's a history of the First Amendment, so you might want to follow that thread back to England and then how it affects freedom of speech in America and why it's so important to us and why we don't want censorship. And so you can dig into all of that rich historical background that's provided in the book and many, many other sources that you'll find in the library databases. So then you will follow this outline, which is in more detail down here, and you're required to do this in order. Present and analyze a significant public policy problem based on your topic. So describe your topic and analyze it as a problem. What makes this important to the public, and how is it related to the First Amendment? So you'll be writing that in the first section. Remember, all of this will be written in third person because this is an academic essay and you want to be very objective about it. So you're not writing about why you personally chose this topic. You're going to write about it in third person, presenting it as why it's important to the public. So why is it important to the public that there is no censorship? It's because, you know, it limits people's freedoms. So that's one of the things that you can write about, and you will include sources that will back that up. So that will be in the first paragraph or two of this essay. Then you're going to frame this problem with motives or warrants. So warrants are underlying things about an issue that people will generally accept. So for example, in America, we sort of accept that it's our right, because it's in the First Amendment, that we have freedom of speech, and so that's an underlying warrant. So in this section you can provide current examples or incidents that demonstrate the problem to your audience, and then what has happened recently that makes this an urgent issue. So you're not quite into the historical background yet, but also you can discuss the warrants. What is it that people take for granted about this, such as having freedom of speech. There are many other countries where freedom of speech is not allowed at all, much less with the freedom that we have it. Then in the next section, you're going to summarize and evaluate various debates. So what are the pros and cons that are out there? Remember, you're not taking a side yet. You're not making an argument yet, but you're looking into what credible people and organizations and sources have to say about this problem that makes it an urgent issue. What are the pros and cons? And then you can use that later, that information later in a later paper to start taking a position. And then you're going to explore the dimensions of your topic. This actually will be 70 to 80% of the paper is the historical background. So like in the first 3 or 4 paragraphs of the essay, you're going to deal with topic number 1, topic number 2, and number 3. And then the rest of the essay, which will be probably 3-4 pages, will all be the historical dimensions that deepen its relevance today. So what is the historical background of your problem? And if you feel like it's a very recent problem, like something to do with freedom of speech on the internet, or some smart devices or surveillance devices, or invasion of privacy by using smart technology, then you need to think more widely about it. You need to go back as many centuries as possible. So you might have to uncouple it a little bit. Just going back 20, 30, 40 years is not going to be enough for this paper. You need to go back 100 years or more. So really push that time frame of your historical background much further. So you might say, but the internet has only been around for 30 or 40 years. Well, that might be true, but your topic is going to be related to a wider issue in the First Amendment. So if it's a freedom of speech topic, then that freedom of speech can be pushed back really far. Censorship goes back thousands of years. The right for people to assemble in public, that is has a historical background that goes back thousands of years. I mean, many societies in history have not allowed that at all. People aren't supposed to gather in public because it's trouble for the government, that kind of thing. So really think carefully about connecting your significant public policy problem that's current and relevant today to its historical background. And that's the purpose of this paper, is to look at a current problem that's important, say why it's important, and then give us some historical background on it so that you are laying the groundwork for your argument paper later in the semester. So I hope all of this makes sense, and make sure you ask me any questions that you have. We will have a video chat session closer to the time that the essay is due, so or we probably will, at least we will this semester. If I use this video again, I can't guarantee it, but we probably will, so you'll have a chance to ask questions then. So good luck getting started.